Hello everyone, welcome to this video. In this one, this is really the second part of my OpenDLP series video. In the first one, I have showed you how to install OpenDLP virtual machine, where we have downloaded the zipped file of OpenDLP OVA solution, and then we imported that OVA to a virtual box. We configured the networking, and we went out and we looked at the UI, how to perform some scan, but we didn't really do any scan. So what I'll do, I'll go back to my GitHub page where I have already got some documentation what you do. So OpenDLP is a project. So this is the OpenDLP is the data loss prevention, right? So if you go to the Google Code Archive, you can read a little bit about it. It's a data loss prevention suite with centralized web frontend to manage Windows agent file system scanners, agentless database scanners, and agentless Windows or Unix file system scanner that identifies sensitive data at rest. So what you can do from here, if you can come down there, you go to the downloads. You needed to download all these files, 7 of 7. Once you downloaded this file, it's the WinZip it and then extract it, and then once you extract it, it will be a OVA file, and you import that OVA file into a virtual box, and I have already done that. This is my OpenDLP that is running. And then you can go to the OpenDLP. The username and password default is OpenDLP is the username, password is also OpenDLP. Now let me show the networking that I have. There are many different ways you can set up the networking. The way I have it set up within my virtual box, if you go to the network, you see I'm using a bridged adapter, and I'm picking up my wireless network of my host machine. For this particular virtual machine, I have also got a Windows 7 trial version that I downloaded. And if I go to this setting, if I go to the network, I also have the bridged adapter, and I'm using my host Ubuntu laptop's wireless adapter as the network card. So what it means, my IP range for my host computers here, if I do CMD and if I do if config, okay, so I am using 192.168 1.131, so I should see something like 192.168 for the Ubuntu, for the OpenDLP, and also for the Windows 7. So let's verify this one. So if I go to this one and let's do a clear and then run IPADDR, you see my IP address in here is 192.168.1.176, and from there I should be able to talk back to 192.168.1.131. So let's try that. So if I try ping 192.168.8.1.131, you see that I'm getting a response back. So I know my Ubuntu DLP can talk back to my primary host system. I do Control C, and then the other thing that I can also check, I can go to the Windows, open up the Windows here. Let's log into the Windows machine, and we'll go to this command prompt and review the IP address, what kind of IP address I have got. So over here, do CMD, and in this case do ipconfig, and it's giving me IP address 192.168.1.177. So I can also ping to the other virtual, so OpenDLP. Let's see if I have connectivity to what, to 192.168.1.176. Let's see, 192.168.1.176, and I'm getting the data back. So I know that my system can talk back to my OpenDLP solution as well. So minimize that one, open up a browser window. Now what I can do, I can go to my OpenDLP. Let's see, 190. 192.168.1.176 slash OpenDLP slash index.html. Most likely that is the URL we need to go to, maybe not. So let's just go back to my host machine. Let's see if I made some notes on that one. So we have done all that, we have done that. Oh, this is the one where we need to go to. So OpenDLP index.html, and that needs to be over HTTPS. So verify that OpenDLP IP address is 192.168.1.176. Go back inside this Windows 7 and HTTPS 192.168.1.176, then MDLP index.html. Try this one out, see what happens. Okay, so this one, it says turn on TLS. This is advanced setting, and try connecting to this again. So what you need to do here is you need to so what happens, you need a certificate to get to this particular website. So let's see if I have done and installed the certificate in here already. So let's in this site, let's try to go to the same place, 192.168.1.176 slash OpenDLP slash index.html. And here you see I have already imported the certificate file. And where do you get the certificate file? You can go to your downloads folder. Let's see, OpenDLP. So here, when you extracted your OVA file, you got the client p.12 certificate. Okay, so that is what you need to import. And here if I say okay, I should be taken to this particular page. It says warning, potential security risk. You just say go advanced, and then accept the risk and continue. And here you need to provide the username and password. So let's just go back to my GitHub again. I needed something. So OpenDLP, I hope I have kept the password in there. Let's see over here. And yeah, so the password is DLP user and OpenDLP. So come back. So just put DLP user and OpenDLP. And I still didn't put the password correct. Let's look at that one more time. DLP user O capital. So DLP user OPEN DLP. Alright, now I'm logged into the system, so I'm going to save this one. So the way scanning works, before I do that, let's see, let's go back to this, and before I forget actually, so to make this DLP to work, to make this work, so there is one important file that you need to download and place it to the OpenDLP folder, and that is the sc.exe, and you gotta get it from older Unix system. Let's see, I have made it clear somewhere here. So what you need to get the sc.exe file. Okay, you gotta search for the file from older Windows system. Say do a search for Windows 7 sc.exe and place that particular file inside your OpenDLP machine and go to var www.opendlp/bin directory. So if you look at it, I have already placed that one. So if you go here, if you do ls, let's see, for www, what do we have, OpenDLP, and then bin, you see I have sc.exe file. So that file, when you import the OVA, it will not be there, so you will have to download that and then put it in there. So that is required for this OpenDLP to work. So I have done that part. Let me go back to my host system, and so I got the download Windows 7 image from this particular link. And for the SC file, just do a Google search on it, sc.exe, just say Windows, and you will find it. So we got everything ready. The next thing that we need to do, okay, so the import of the certificate, how to do that. So let me show you that one as well. So if you're using Firefox, you can come back over here, where is it, go to settings, and here you can search for certificates. So once you get the certificate, you can click on view certificates, and then make sure that you are at your certificate, and here you have to do an import. And once you do the import, you go to the OpenDLP wherever you have downloaded and extracted your OpenDLP, and here you will see the client.p2, hit open, and here please enter the password that was used to encrypt the certificate. You don't need to put anything, okay, so just say sign in, and once you did that, you must see this and then hit OK, and that should import everything. And now if you want to go to that particular website, this one, it should let you go. So we have not done that for Windows 7, so let's see if we can do it in here as well. So before I do that, let me see if the drag and drop, if it's enabled, if it's not enabled. And so let's see if I can just drag that file, open, and then put it in here, if that works. Yeah, it looks like it worked. So if you're using Windows, importing this particular certificate is even easier. You can just double click on it, and it will create the certification import wizard. Just hit next, and next, you don't need to put anything in here. Hit next, hit finish, and it says import was successful. So from here now, so it was giving us some trouble, right? So this time, if I try to go there, let's see what happens. Now let's see, since the certificate is imported, it's giving me, hey, confirm the certificate. You just select, hit OK, and now it's asking, hey, there's a problem with the security certificate because it's a self sign. So we are okay with this one. We're gonna continue to the website. Okay. Now again, the username is DLP user. Password would be capital OPEN, and then capital D, capital L, capital P. Hit enter. So now we are there. So we can get to this interface either from the Windows 7 machine, or I can also go from my Windows Ubuntu host, right? So let's say now I want to scan this particular Ubuntu, particular Windows 7 from my OpenDLP solution. How do I do that? So to do that, first I need to scan something, right? So what I have done here, if you come to my Windows 7, if you go to the documents, where is my download? So there's a download folder. So here I have just created a sensitive.txt file, and in this txt file I just randomly put some fake data in here. And if you just do a Google search on fake test credit card data, you will find some. You can copy something and put it in there. And as a matter of fact, let me just come over here. If I just do Google and then test fake credit card data, so you will see test your integration. So test credit card accounts, test card numbers for the developers. So just go to any of this site. I went to one of them. I think this is the one I went to. Just copied this and then put it in the text file. That's all I did. So I can also copy this one and just come back over here, maybe create another file, another text document, and I'll just say secret.txt, and remember to use txt. For some reason some scanners they had problem without the particular file name, and I want to save this one. So I have two files where I have some sensitive information. So next thing that I did, I came back and went to properties, and I wanted to share the file. So went to sharing and then click on share, click on student, I'm the owner, and I hit this share button. Okay, so I'm sharing that particular folder, and yes, turn on the network discovery and file sharing. I'm just going to click on that one and just notice what you have. You need to go to student PC, users, student, and downloads. Okay, so that's where you are, users, student, and downloads. Hit done and hit close. So I'm sharing some file with this Windows 7 machine with some sensitive data. Now coming back to the UI, so you can do the scan from this OpenDLP interface. So first thing, you gotta click on profile, and let's see if I have any profiles already created. Looks like I have one profile that I have created called my new scan. So if I click on it, if you see the way I have configured my new scan, I have selected Windows Network Share Agentless over SMB. So there are other options also available: Windows File System, Metasploit, Windows File System Agentless over SMB, Unix, Microsoft SQL Server, and Microsoft SQL Agentless. So for this particular video, I'm using Windows Network Share Agentless over SMB. And username and password is the administrative username of the Windows system and the administrative password to the Windows system. For the work group, just use work group. If you want to use the hash of the password, you can also use that one. How much memory you want to use for the particular virtual machine where this program, the DLP, is running, you can also configure that if you don't want to use too much. So 10, 15, 20, whichever is good. Here you can scan all directories or scan all directories except these that you have given away. So I'm going to select all directories, and here you need to provide what you need to scan. What would you like to scan? If you want, you can put it in here. So what I'll do in here, I need to find the IP address of the virtual machine one more time. So show PC here, so IP config. So IP address that I have 192.168.1.177, 192.168 1.177 is what I have. Users to downloads is fine. And here on the regex expression, I have selected whole bunch. You can select it more if you like. And concurrent deployment, you can choose 2, 3, 4. Log verbosity, either normal 1, 2, or 3. I'm just keeping it to 1 and hit submit. So that is that updated my scanning profile, right? So now once you have so to create a new profile, you can also you can provide like a new profile. Say I want something for Linux, so I can choose the Linux file system, provide student, and student, scan all directories, and then choose whole bunch of stuff from here, from the regex pattern, and then concurrency 2, 1, and you hit submit. So now I should, if I click on profile, I should have 2 different profiles, right? So the next thing, if you want to add your custom regex, you can also add that and create a new regex, say something, so card, so you can do your regex 1, 2, 3, 4 star, whatever is your regex, you can add that one. Okay, and then you can use that regex for your search again. So if if you go to now scan, if you go to scan, you gotta click on the start new scan. So for say Win7 scan is what we want, test, and I have the new WinScan profile that I have created. So for this one we want which system to scan. Here we know the IP address is 192.168.172.168.1.177, and then it is user, all users, then student, then downloads. I just want to make sure that that is users and not user. Yeah, this is a users, downloads is that's what we wanted. So verify that this is correct, and then all you need to do, you select the right profile, hit start. So that should start your scans, and what you see, do not close or leave this window until all scanners are deployed. You are saying it's giving you a little bit of information, concurrent to, trying to deploy, and child, all of that stuff. So this time I'm just going to click on this and open in a new tab, see what's this telling me. Finding 0, log entries 10. I'll click on this and view log. So that's nothing too interesting. So what I'll do, come back over here and go back to scan, view scan results. Click on this one and click on view scan results as well. So here at the moment it looks like it says the scan is done, but I don't think it actually found anything at the moment. So let's just go in. So right now it didn't find any kind of problem. So the scan possibly was not done properly, but usually what happens, if you have any findings, they will show up here. So give me 1 second, let me take a look, and then we'll restart my video again. Alright, I just had to restart the scan. For whatever reason it took a little longer, or we probably went there too quickly before the scan was done. So I just redid the scan, and I'm looking at the log. It says 3 files done, so I'm expecting maybe some results this time. So let's see if we have some data. So view scan results, and let's see. Yeah, so this time, this is the second time I scanned, right? So I scanned this particular IP address to particular share. So its scan looks like 3 different files, and I have the red mark in here. So if I click and do view results and look at that, so it has picked up so many different potential match with various different kind of credit card records. So some of this belongs to the secret.txt file, and the other belongs to the sensitive.txt file. So that is how you perform a scan using the OpenDLP, and hopefully you'll be able to replicate and use this tool to identify sensitive information in your own environment. So just to end, just understand that there are 2 different modes, the way that you can scan. So one would be the agent, using an agent, and another agentless scan. Just review the material, okay, and configure your system and use this excellent tool to do your DLP investigation. If you like the video, please give me a like and subscribe, and I'll put the actual installation video for the OpenDLP tool, the link, in my comments, so you should be able to install that without any problem and perform the scan of files to find sensitive information. Thank you for watching, and have a great day.